Hi everybody, it's Cassandra from CassandraPierre.com, also Creative Web Tips. I just wanted to share with you guys two tips on how you can share your pins on Pinterest with two free methods. The first method is using Canva. Okay, this right here you can see this is my Canva account. As you can see, I've been busy, and I'm gonna go ahead and go and click on my folder. And here is a pin I've been working on for a personal development blog. So I have already created a few of these pins. And one of the things that I needed to do was share the pin to my Pinterest. So this was pretty cool. While I was away on summer vacation, I happened to come across this. When you select the download, or yeah, the download option, you would have these choices show up. So since we're going to be tackling Pinterest, this is what it looks like. In this case, I will be sharing, let's see, I'm going to share this one actually to one of my boards. And the board that I'll be sharing it to is for this one, Connect to Prosper, because that's what it's for. And I have already written, I've already written a short description on what it's about. That's just a short description for the purpose of this video, but usually I have a little bit more, and then of course you can add your hashtags to it, etc. And then you select publish. So once that's done, it'll upload it, and then you should be receiving a link from Pinterest so that you'll be able to actually see it, or check your post out. In this case, here it is right here. And voila, it is saved in my board under the description, with the description I gave it, and it has my pin. So this is one free method for you to use, especially when you're just starting out. You might not have a huge budget, or you're limited on with funds. So one of the things that I try to encourage people is to basically start with what you have. So this is one method to doing so, and it also helps you kind of get into the groove of getting used to posting, and ensuring that you're promoting your blog or your site onto Pinterest, for example, in this case. Now, the second method that I'm going to show you is also still within Pinterest, but Pinterest was so kind enough to basically help us who probably cannot afford a subscription to the third party apps that are out there. For example, like Tailwind, Buffer, or Hootsuite. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not knocking any of those things. They're awesome, especially Tailwind. I'm a huge fan of them. But I know when I was starting out, I wasn't able to afford their subscription because I was trying to make money. Okay. So, in the meantime, what I've done is I found this method from another blogger, which I will have no problem, giving kudos to down below. But what was shown was that in this method, you still have to upload your image or drag and drop. So in this case, I've already had mine out. So I'm going to use this image that I have here. And what you're going to do is, of course, you add the title. If it wasn't already there, you give a little description about what it does, or what your pin is about. Because in this case, we're trying to, of course, promote our pin so that we can get the traffic back to our website. All right. And of course, you can add your hashtags, etc. Then you add your destination link. If you have the actual URL for the post, which I would advise you to, in this case, because like I said, for the purpose of the video, I'm trying to keep it short and simple. You can write it out. And right now, I'm just going to go ahead and just put the URL for this. And then here's the cool part. You have the option to publish immediately or publish at a later date. Now, just to give you a disclaimer, it is advised that if you're going to be doing this method, you do not want to constantly be posting pins only on your boards, because then Pinterest is going to view it as spam. So what I would advise, if you are part of any group boards, that you use this method to schedule out, to your group boards. You select the time that you want it to go out. In this case, I'll just put 10:30 a.m. And of course, don't forget to select what board you want it to go, which is what I was just mentioning before, if you are part of any group boards. In this case, this is a new account, so I still have a few boards that I have to add to this as far as group boards are concerned. But because I'm sending this to a board that is technically going to just showcase all of the blog posts, this is where it's headed. Also, when you're done scheduling, this is what you're supposed to look for to make sure that okay, you're scheduled, and the day, the time. You can always go back as well to later on if you want to change the time, the day, etc. Another thing to keep in mind is both methods are done manually. Now, for the second method, which I just showed you right now, you can put up to schedule up to like 30 days worth of pins. I'm not certain if Pinterest will let you do more than one for 30 days. I'm yet to see what that is because I'm still learning this myself. But that's actually good for those of us who are on the fence, who might not be ready to jump on the subscription bandwagon or can't afford it at the moment, especially when you're just starting out. Now, the third parties that you may have heard of, such as Tailwind, Hootsuite, and Buffer, they're all great for scheduling your pins. But if you're someone who is just starting out, this is just another way for you to do it and not basically let that hold you back. The first method I showed you doing Canva as well, which of course it is done manually. But here's the cool part. Instead of you having to download all of your pins, because that's usually what we used to do, download to our computers, then re-upload them to Pinterest. Or in this case, download them and then upload them on whichever scheduling third-party app they use, and then schedule them out. Here is all of my pins that I've made for this particular blog, and I could just do it manually one by one and just send it to the board. The disadvantage is it's not going to be published on a schedule. So that's why the second method, which I just demonstrated using Pinterest, is so awesome. Anyway, I hope this helped you guys. If there's any questions or comments, go ahead, place them below. I will definitely have my links for how you guys can reach out to me via email or social media. And this is just a quick tip. These are just two free methods that you can go ahead and pin your pins to Pinterest. You guys have a good one. Hope this was helpful. Bye.